All right, what's going on? This video we are taking from a lot of conversations we've had from over the years, and it's all relevant information to what's going on right now. So we have Dan Infalt, Jeff Sturgis, Don Higgins, Greg and Aaron from THP talk about what they're doing in early season in regard to trail cameras, how they're shifting them, how they're moving them, and a lot of really good information for opening day and what's going on right now in September. So we hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get right into it. Here we go.
What are some of the strategies that you're placing right now, late August, early September, for trail cameras? Are you leaving your cameras out right now and seeing what you find out here in the next couple weeks?
Well, right now I'm on food sources and route to travel to food sources. And I'm going to probably shift here pretty soon, as the acorns are going to be coming down pretty soon, and shift over to oak flats and stuff. But my whole strategy isn't to find a spot to kill a deer. It's find a deer to kill.
Yeah.
All I got to know is he's in the woods. So I'm really looking for those nighttime pictures. I'm trying to get them on camera in places where they'll accept human scent, and even if they don't, I'm not near where I'm going to hunt them.
Mm-hmm.
But now I know they're in the woods.
That makes sense. And
then all I have to do is fall back on my my scouting, my understanding of the area, the terrain, and actually hunt them down.
Mm-hmm.
So the cameras aren't hunting them, I am.
Yeah. So some of those two big ones that you know of right now, that you're getting pictures right now, are those day or night right now?
Oh, daytime.
Those are daytime.
But that's the big one is on the cell camera. Yeah, that's 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
He's coming.
Do you see most of those bucks stick around pretty close throughout the year until the rut comes in, or
that deer's in there all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. You know, some of these swamps and marshes, these really big places, it's kind of odd, and a lot of people don't get it. But you'll find good bucks throughout the whole swamp, the whole marshes. But there's little key spots that hold the mature ones. And it's just about every swamp I find has 1 or 2 little spots that have all the big bucks, and that are there in daylight.
Yeah.
And it's usually someplace that's either so remote and hard to get to that nobody goes out there, or it's overlooked because it's to the side. But you got to be able to get past all the other deer and all the other sign to find those spots. You know, and then for me, if I'm not familiar with an area, I'm going in there and I'm dropping some cameras and or glassing. And in a lot of cases, those real remote areas, I can't glass. I either have to run across that buck physically hunting, or see big sign that makes me curious to want to go back, or I have to have a camera out there and get a picture. So the cameras help a lot with those remote areas.
The whole summer trail camera program is centered around food sources. And then around Labor Day weekend and 1st of September, I'm moving trail cameras. Almost every trail camera I've got gets moved from summer feeding sources to fall rutting locations. And I'll use the rope scrapes, you know, where the rope hangs from the tree. I've got a lot of those that are already in place, so I'll shift my cameras to those. You know, funnels within, maybe it's an open gate or a fence crossing that deer utilize a lot, around a bedding thicket or something like that. And, you know, during the rut, the bucks are running in and out of there. But I'm shifting them, you know, around Labor Day to do that. Then I make a card pull around the 1st of October when our season opens in Illinois. I want to see what's happened in that month that those cameras have been out, because if I don't want to miss an opportunity. If there is a mature buck that I want to target, I want to know about it when season opens. So that last few days of September, I'm running all those 50 cameras just to get a good sense of what's there.
What about you know, if you were in a state where your opener was super early, like the end of August, 1st of September, states like Kentucky, North Dakota, Idaho, Nebraska, I think maybe. How would that, you know, how does that change your view on trail camera tactics?
That's a good question. Really, you know, I might find that if my season opens September 1st or in August, for example, on a property, I might have a pretty poor hunting ground, just for the fact that I'm not gearing that to that time that's
right.
Still in that late summer movement.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd be surprised. But what's really nice is if you're picking up bucks at that time, they're still in their summer movements, and that even goes into the early season. So those summer trail cameras can tell you and give you an indication that if you do, and I'll give you an example, that double drop tine buck that Diane missed, that one was on there. And if our season opened up the end of August, first part of September, then there's a good chance that we could have used those summer trail cameras to define that line of movement and give us a really secure evening pattern to hunt going into opening day. So that would be one different. It's not like I'm looking at our season's opening a month away, and by that time that buck's going to be gone to his fall range. You're right in his wheelhouse. I have, there's properties in Buffalo County that people lease, and if it's surrounded by beans and all the finger ridges, it might be a great opening day hunt, September 15th, if the beans are still green. But if they're brown, then that property might be dead for the whole year. And now corn, then it might peak in November. But yeah, again, if they're still in that summer pattern, then I'm going to watch that with those trail cameras. And then I'm not putting out, but I'm working up my mock scrapes usually end of June, July, right around there. And so I'm working up those mock scrapes. The bucks start hitting them at that point too. And so if it's in a good summer movement to summer food, even off my land, then that would be a great tool as a mock scrape to watch with a trail camera and let you know when that buck's there, when he's moving on that line, where he's moving on that line, and where he should sit.
What are you guys doing right now? It's August 20th right now. What are you guys doing right now for trail cameras? I know we're getting into late summer, and I know you guys are about to kick off the deer tour, but do you have some of those long-term camera sets up already, and that's pretty much what you're waiting on, and then you'll implement those short-term cameras here September, October?
Yep. Yeah. We've got several set up on water holes too.
Yeah, the boys are going to go check one of them, I think, today actually. And that's more of a short-term type camera. It's real easy to get to. It's a water hole that we may or may not hunt this fall. It's actually on private land that we use to access the public land. But they're going in there to check it today, and then we probably won't go back to it until, early season. It's been sitting for a month. But most of the cameras that we're putting out right now are long-term, where we're in there scouting a bedding area. Ted was asking me about the one that we put up a few weeks back. He was going to boat in there and grab it the other day. And I was like, no, just leave it sit in there. It's too much of a pain to go in there and get the thing right now, number one. And we're going to go in there with our gear to hunt probably in mid-October. And that's going to be the first place we go, is to go check that camera. And it's as simple as we've already scouted the area and we've already found this is a really good spot to potentially set up next to bedding. So we're just going to walk in there and pull the card, and it's overlooking the two trails that you're going to be shooting to. In this instance, we're going to set up 15 yards from this camera if there's a good one on it, and he's using it in daylight, obviously. But we put it in the location where, in this situation, that's why I said every situation is slightly different with cameras. That's a great thing with cameras, is you can use them for a bunch of different stuff. If you open your mind to it, you can really unlock a lot of info instead of just trying to get pictures of deer. In this instance, it's at the tree that we picked to set up on the edge of this bedding area. It's about 80 to 100 yards from where a lot of the beds are that we found. And it's a safe one. We can get to that camera without blowing the bedding area. If we get there and there's a buck leaving it, we're going to set up in the tree that we've already determined is a good spot and pull the camera. And then hopefully shoot a buck in that same hunt. Yeah. If we get there and we don't get the intel we want off the camera, we're going deeper.
All the same pieces go deeper.
Potentially, we're going deeper, or we're going back out and we're going to the next location. But it's bouncing around.
So
how
close are you guys boating into that one?
The boat is 100 yards from the camera. But see, that's the nice thing. With the boat, you can do that 4 or 5 times down through there. And you can just go from A to B to C to D until you get what you're looking for, either on the camera or by your boots on the ground scouting. It all comes together, but I guess the common thing that we're always doing is trying to be as efficient as possible with our scouting and with the information that we're gathering.